to the chapter 2 overview. I will put a couple of things up there, but you guys should be finished with this book this weekend. There are exercises at the bottom of this book. There are also exercises in it as it relates to the guidelines. Okay, um, as we get more into the ICD-10, we're gonna roll right into CPT. Okay, we just need to make sure you guys are good with that. Um, I'm trying to figure out a way to get you guys some of my tests. I don't know how to do it right now. What I'm doing in the Sapphire Academy, I'm converting I'm converting some of the docs, some of the PDFs into web pages. And the reason I'm turning them into web pages so I can see if I can get them to YTU. Not all of them. People are paying for those, so I can't give you guys all of them. But I wanted YTU to get a feel of some of these tests. Once you, 'cause you guys know this is a beginner course. Once you get the feel of what we're doing here, I think you will be okay. I think you will be okay with the coding. Okay. So let me right click right here. Macros, the media source. Okay, so I want to make sure that you guys are clear with this. So you guys take a look at the screen real quick. I'm just gonna pop down here and see if I can get this up for you guys. I think I have it up here already. Don't I have it as window doc or something? Add existing window doc. Where is it? So I don't want to change the whole thing, so that's why I don't want to do it like that. I'm gonna put it over here. I'm gonna put the link over here. How many I got over there? All right, so that's the link, Tammy, the one I just put up there. Which one you want? The Kindle one? I did. So all you have to do is just click on the Kindle book, and then the Kindle will come up. It's free, so the only thing is not a lot of pages. Okay, it's not a lot of pages. Yeah, well, it's about 800 or 900. The free ICD-10 goes up to musculoskeletal system. Okay, it goes up to musculoskeletal system. I'm just trying to see what I have open here. All right, so I have the media source open right here. I should be able to show you, but I'm not 100% sure if I can show that. You know, some things I can't show, but where we're at right now, we're in the step-by-step book, so I hope you guys do have your step-by-step book open. We got to finish this today. I want y'all to finish this today because I want y'all to start dabbing in the diagnosis coding, okay, before we move on to outpatient. Okay, we're going to move on to outpatient coding. Okay, we're going to move on ICD-10. We're going to move on to the chapter specific guidelines based on 1 through 22, which we've done already. We're just doing the exercises and the chores that are in the step by step book. So if you guys are in your step by step book, I'm on page 32. And 32, we were talking about the illustrations, and we were talking about some of the fifth digit, sixth digit, X category. You know, we were talking about subcategory, subclassification. So we've done most of this already. I'm just kind of backtracking so that we can finish with this. The gist of you reading the guidelines is to make sure that you understand the ICD-10 format, to make sure that you're clear on what you're coding. What is the italicized? You know what I'm saying? What is excludes 1? What is excludes 2? So you guys at the YTU level, make sure that you read your guidelines. That's the only way you're going to get that. You've already done page 33, code range. We've already done that. Okay. NEC, NOS, you guys should have already done that. Basically, during this session right here, I want you guys to just kind of jab into the diagnosis. Try to find it. Go through your index. Um, there are about 15 in here that you can kind of dab around and look for. Now, while you're in there, I want you to still read your guidelines. Code also, you know, and excludes 1, excludes 2, uh, cross references. You'll see your category. See also, if you also have, let me get back here. If you also have your ICD-10, if you guys can put that up, that would be kind of cool. Okay. Let me just go right here. I'm getting ready to mess around with something, so if y'all see any kind of fuzziness going on, don't worry about it. I'm still here. I just want to see if this portion right here is working. Don't worry about that. I'm just looking at something right here. Okay. Um, it's one that I put in here. That has a book level for you guys. I know, and I'm showing some of y'all this who want to actually start doing this. The reason why I'm using this format is because of the streaming. When I do the streaming, this is pretty much how I do it. This is pretty much how I use it. So you guys see how I'm popping up this up here. What's in the front? I'm gonna pretty much take that off, but I'm just kind of showing you how it is. I have a couple of you who are starting your medical billing business or your coding business, and this is one of the tools that I use. So I'm just popping in and kind of showing you a couple of things that I have kind of messed around to use. And I want you guys to see it because y'all know I'll tell you whatever. If I know what it is, I'm gonna let y'all know what it is. But I told y'all already about the StreamYard. This is a different. This one is called the OBS one, and I kind of like using this one. But okay, let's get back to the class. Let's get back to the class. So I want you guys to also make sure that you are using your index cards. Go to the website if you need to and get the index cards from there. Okay, go to the dollar store and get the index cards from there. Mine's are just thicker. I don't have any right here. I have all my stuff here, but my index cards are, the rule is thicker. I know I'm petty like that, especially when it's come to pens and certain type of paper and notebook. I know, I'm sorry, but that's how I am. I can't help it. My students just tell me, about the don't mess with Miss Lambert pen. You better not. Don't mess with my book. Don't mess with certain things. But I want y'all to use that kind. And I like the ruled when you put your index information in there, because this has the dark blue ruled. Okay, go on my website. I'm gonna put it right here so you guys can look at that. And everything that's on my website is to help you guys. I hope you guys can hear me, because that last chat that I did, I could barely hear myself. That's why y'all hear me talking a little louder than I was before. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is, I don't know how I put it up there before, but I did put a couple of things up there. I have like different screens up here, and I'm trying to figure out which one it is. Um, the background one, we had so much fun with this thing last night, and I wanted to show you guys the different screens and how we're going to get through with this. There's certain things in the book that I can't really show you, but I'm expecting you guys to have your own book. Okay, so in the ICD-10, I want you guys to make sure that you try some of the coding in the ICD-10. Now, for excludes 1 and excludes 2, make sure you get that down. I'm on exercises 2 to 5. I'm just kind of reviewing that one because I need to make sure, if you're not comfortable with chapter 2, we are not moving on to outpatient. I need you to just kind of be comfortable with this, because this is where you're going, this is your go-to. Okay, ICD-10 codes are alphanumeric. True or false? True or false? I'm going to put it down right here. This is the question. ICD-10 codes are alphanumeric. Yes or no? All right. I don't know why the caps is on, so I ain't put the caps on. Why they on? I'm gonna see if this works. If this works, I gotta see if this works. Cross fingers, y'all. Ah! I can't believe it. I swear, yo. Listen, I'm getting. Oh, it worked. I'm getting so savvy with this. Look, ICD codes. ICD-10 codes are numeric. Yes, I don't want things capital. When you leave things on capital, it's like somebody's yelling at you. Somebody's yelling at you. When they used to see me, they see me. Just let somebody send me an email, put capitals on. Excuse me. You need to come to my office and we need to talk about this right now, cause I can sense some type of attitude or something. I be playing. I don't let nobody send me no capital. Somebody send you something in capital letters on an email. There's something ain't right. So there's no need for us to go back and forth with the emails. You need to come to my office right now. We need to figure this out. I'm saying in a nice way. In a nice way. All main terms in the I-10. They're just saying I-10 as a short version. Okay, are in bold type. I'm not gonna put all of them down here because I'm not supposed to. Okay, but I'm gonna put this one. And the reason why I'm gonna put this one is because what we do is educational. Okay, what we do is educational. The only thing that I don't, oh, look at that. Oh my God. Oh my God. Answer the questions, y'all. Answer the questions. Um, is the fact that I can't, do there's when you guys finish learning how to do your ICD-10 and CPT and HCPT, there are advanced classes on YouTube, YTU, that you can also get to. I can't think of her name right now. I don't know, but there's one I love her. I can't do the holding the book and everything, but she has a way where she teaches you guys at advanced, especially when you guys are getting ready to that part to take your test. You can hit her up. I don't have nothing, intertwined with that, but you're gonna learn how to do it first before you start hitting her up. Okay. So right now, we're just kind of going through some of the things that you're going to do. So you're going to do those questions. There are 8 questions. Okay, there are 8 questions there, and then you're going to do the practical questions. Okay, is acute lymphoblastic leukemia in remission assigned C9100? If not, what is the code? Okay, if not, what is the right code? Okay, I'm putting it right here. Okay, I'm putting it right here. Um, and you know what's a good idea? Hold on, guys. I might be able to put some of my own questions right there. What do you guys think? Hold on. I think so. I think so. I got those questions out of the step by step book. Um, but I have questions that are actually on my HEM exam. I don't know how to. So I'm gonna give you guys this one. Let's try this one. Okay. This is a question from my true HEM exam. If I have a interviewer person who's wants one of my positions, this is the true exam that I gave to them. Oh, I can't put that many. So how many words do I have? Can I put? All right. Okay. All right. So we can take this off. Take this off. I'm gonna take the bottom off, and you. This is just. I'm just kind of showing you, one of the cases just to show you what it looks like. All right. I'm taking half of it off. That's the first half. This is the other half. So when you guys get ready to review this, see that case? When you guys get ready to review this chat, this is just a mess around. This is a CPT one. You guys haven't even gotten to that. That's why I'm throwing it in there. Um, I just want to see if you guys can kind of mess around with that. Okay, use your CPT book. Okay, because we're getting ready to go into that in about another week or so. I'm gonna throw one of these up there. Here, let's do this one. Let's do this one. This is ICD-10. Okay, this is ICD case. I'm gonna put this up here. You guys see if you can mess around with that. So the first one was a CPT. Some of you already know CPT. The second one, well, the one that says 15. Okay, so the one that says 19A is two parts to that. So you see the first part and the second part. Um, 15, patient presents with symptoms of generalized weakness and lack of appetite diagnosed with post COVID 19 syndrome. How should it be coded? Use that. Okay, so I want you guys to try to see if you can code this, okay, using diagnostic coding. Okay, um, that's CPT. I got a lot of CPT on here. I guess because that's there's a lot of COVID on here because that's back when I made it. So do this one. I want you to do this one too. Okay. So you guys do have code questions and your step by step. These are my own code questions that I'm giving you that I want you to mess around with. Just remember when you are coding, you have your index. Do I need to go over that again, Keisha? When you are coding, just a little bit. When you're coding, make sure you read the guidelines because it shows you how to code. Go to your index, find your code. Okay, put your term in there, get your code, and then it will take you to your tabular list. Go to your tabular list and make sure you check it. And remember what I said. When you guys are doing your own studying, page by page, page by page, page by page, and that gets you used to your book. Um, I'm still trying to figure out how I can write on the books because I can write in here. See, the things that I can do in the OBS, I cannot do in StreamYard. And I found the way to highlight what I want to in your coding book. The only way, how I have to do, I have to make a screenshot here. But I can also put your book up here in the place of that, any type of video that I put up there. Um, we're going to figure it out. It's just certain stuff that I can't put up here from the book. Okay. So, let me see this right here. Okay. So, do those cases and, we're going to just kind of keep it moving. Just make sure you get those cases in. So, it's almost 12 o'clock. I know y'all are going to lunch. Um, but we're still going to be on. I wanted this to be a 2-hour class. Okay, so, all right, so we got that. No, we're not copying anymore. Okay, so using the tabular list and instructional notes assigned and sequence the following code. Separate multiple codes with a comma and then a space in your response. That's for page 43. So I'm still on page 43, okay? And this is just work that you guys are doing. Now, here is a good one right here. Hold on one second. This one, I wonder why this is like this. Hold on, y'all. Because this one, wasn't this one the Windows doc, y'all? Um, beginning. We're on visual. I'm not sure what this is. I don't see nothing. All right, hold on. It could be in the. It could. I don't know. It could be in the back. Windows docs. See, there it is right there. But there's no words. Okay, hold on, yo. All right, let's try it again. Let's hit this. This is. This is it right here. I wonder why it's. Okay, so let's do one. Let's do one, y'all. I have that one. I don't want that one because I thought it was max. Okay. Oh wait, hold on, y'all. I think I know what. I think I know what happened. I think I'm supposed to right click. Wait, let me see. Open source. No. Okay, so let's do this again. All right, don't worry about that. That's just a bunch of, I don't know, whether books or something I got up there. No Canva, books. So you guys have your book, right? I'm putting it up here. I know. I'm telling you. Listen. By the end of this year, I will have this thing down packed. They're gonna make me do the free one. They do the one I gotta pay for. They keep on. So I just want to. I want to put this up there so I can definitely show you guys where I'm at. All right. So this is where I'm at. Make sure that you guys have your book. They have this book. I gotta stop giving away these books, and I give them to Goodwill because they do my class at Goodwill, in Connecticut. Um, and whenever I come through, I make sure I give them some books. But you could get this book from thrift.com. It's probably like $20. Not the new one, probably the older one. But anyway, this is where you should be right here. Okay, this is what I'm going over. And you guys know I pretty much do that just to show you where I am in the book. Okay. And I'd like for you guys to have your, let me put that back up. I'd like for you guys to have your book open with your ICD-10. So here is also where you're going to do some practice in ICD-10. Okay, that's where you're going to do some practice in ICD-10. Okay, and it's giving you the codes that you need. Okay, it's telling you it's Shy-Dranger syndrome assigned code 523.8. If it is not, what's the right code? So look for this syndrome. When you're coding, sometimes you code in reverse. So you're going to look for the second word in the code. Okay, you're going to look for the second word in the code. If you guys have your book, we can go in there. Go look for ulcer and then look for duodenal, and tell me if it's K27 or if it's another code. Okay, and you guys don't have to put it up there. You can send me a message. That's fine. Okay. And also here, master conventions are also down here. C category, C note subterm, C also, and with. Okay. They got a lot of exercise in. This is not even a workbook. This is the reading book. Review the chapter learning objective located at the beginning. Okay, we know that. What department in the United States is responsible for developing the procedure classification title ICD-10-CM? You still need to know that. They may have a question or two. Okay, they may have a question too on your CPC on that. I mean, this first chapter is like your serious go-to. I'm in the glossary section. Main division in the ICD-10-CM manual. I'm gonna put that up. And this is the reason why I'm steadfast on chapter 2 and the ICD-10, because this is your go-to. This is where you're going to get a lot of your information from. Okay, as far as ICD-10 coding. I'm gonna pull up another one so I can pull up my ICD-10 book. I'll pull up my ICD-10 book, y'all. No, no. So Barbara, if I could, there is a way to do it for me in which I can send you a link to these books. Unfortunately, Ms. Lambert has not had time to figure that out. Um, and I don't get enough of you guys to say, Miss Lambert, can't you share some of your books? I believe I can because I think you guys need some type of a code or something like that. Now I can't do that with YTU. No, you have to join the program in order to do that. Yeah, it's sapphirecoding.com. And don't forget YTU. You guys have a link in there with a $59 thing on there. That's for people who join my YouTube. You join my YouTube and you can get that $59 thing in there. Okay. And your course should only be $59 in order for you to have the access to the class. So I can't give you that, but I am going to put that in the classroom as soon as I have time to look at it. Okay. So here on the side is where you're gonna have a couple of coding questions that I gave you, and here um, we're gonna put the book up. I don't know if it's up. Let me see. I may have to switch over. Do I? No. Oh, see, that's why I like this one better. And the other one, I used to have to come out and come back in to switch over for you guys. In this one, I don't have to do that. I can't believe I'm like in total shock on the OBS thing. Um, the multi-streaming, I'm not actually signed into Twitch right now, and I know they keep telling me to do. Let me tell you, I love my streamer guys. Let me tell you something. I love my
Scores
streamer
earn
guys.
pricing additionally. Plus the first trios to
Don't
complete
worry about
challenges
that. I'm just
earn
trying to
pricing.
see
So
something.
what is that pricing, you ask?
I'm trying
Well,
to see something.
120,000 total for the weekend. You know, 60K is going to a
And some of
solo
you
yoke.
asked me about that, and see me, I'll be like, well, why is it? I mean, what's the difference? I mean, I have some people that just don't want to go on YouTube. No, I don't do YouTube. No, I don't do YouTube. I don't do YouTube. Okay, so this is the reason why I started the Twitch. One of the reasons why I started the Twitch, okay, is because I have people who, you guys can see it because I'm in here. I have people who want to do um, stream and all these other things. As you can see, this whole thing is new to me. I don't even know how to do the Twitch. I've been messing around with it. Um, and I don't know how to do it yet. But those of you who want me to do the Twitch, I got the thing up. I just haven't done it yet. I'm still trying to figure it out and trying to figure out how to actually do the Twitch. So don't sleep on me with the Twitch. We're gonna get the Twitch together. I did the multi-stream, and we're going to get the multi-stream together. I just haven't done it yet, but we're going to get there to do that. Okay, we're going to get there to do that. No, I don't know. I don't exactly know how to do it, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it to go. Anyway, okay, so forget about that. But just let your people know because there are some that don't like to do the YouTube. So I'm just gonna do like a multi-stream for everybody. Okay, and again, I gotta get on the road tomorrow. Before that, we'll see what happens. If not, I'm giving you your second class is going to be tomorrow. Okay. There is one here. I don't know how to do it. So I have your ICD-10 up, and make sure that you guys. I know. Don't worry about that. I have this right here. I'm just trying to do something right now. Yeah, make sure you guys go over this chat. I'm putting this up so you guys can get this chat. I don't see it coming up yet. It should come up in a minute. There it is. Um, this was a chat that we did the other day. Make sure that you guys take a look at this chat, okay? Because this was a very important chat about the ICD-10, and I went over a lot in there as it relates to your codes. We went over the sixth and seventh digit. We went over the placeholder in here as well. So we won't go over any of that here, but I need to just make sure that everybody is okay with it. Okay, so if you didn't get a chance to look at that chat, go ahead and look at that chat, okay? Because that's an important chat for you to look at, okay? So right now I am in my ICD-10 book. I have the ICD-10-CM, and I also have the PCS. At the end, I may throw in the PCS just so you guys can get a little bit of a look at it, okay? Let me see. Everybody must be at work because I rarely see anybody popped in from the other side yet. Okay. Other infectious diseases. So this is where I'm at right here. Okay, so your book again may be different than mine, but coding clinic. I still want you to go over. Let me see what alphabetic index to diseases, introduction. So I'm only backtracking right here. We've actually finished chapter 2. I'm backtracking right here because I want y'all to make sure that. So right here, I want y'all to make sure y'all go over this, okay? We just finished chapter 2, but I want y'all to make sure y'all go over this because this is going to be on your AAPC exam. AAPC has a multitude of stuff. Don't forget to look on the side. I put the chat that we did on AAPC and what's going to be on that test. This is one of your study guides as to what's going to be on the CPC. And right now for our class that we just finished, the coding, you guys should be able to code ICD-10 right now. I put codes over there that's on my HIM exam, and I also put tests on there that's actually in your book. Okay, just make sure that you do those. So I'm looking for you guys to start practicing the ICD-10. Start practicing the diagnosis codes. You're going into your index, right? Going into your index, and you're looking for the disease, right? You're looking for, let's say, abasia. You're looking for that, F44.4, and then where you going after that? Are you going to code straight from here? No, Miss Lambert. You're going to go to your tabular list and you're going to check that, right? Because let's say you were looking for this. Let's say you were. Let me give you one you might be familiar with. Let's say you look abdomen. What's wrong with the abdomen? Angina in the abdomen. Right? K55.5. Now go to your tabular list and look for that. K55.5. Right? In case you're looking for this. Okay? I want to use one in your book. That's what I should have did. I should have used one in your book. But let's just look for this one. K55.5. Go to your tabular list. Okay? And you said K55. Now you can go there and look. That's going to be in the digestive system. We're going to head for K55. Was it K55.1? So now you're just pretty much looking for the K55.1. That's it. Okay? And what you're doing is you're checking the code that you found in your tabular list. Why, Ms. Lambert? Because you can't just code from the index. You have to check the code. I'm looking for the K55. That's why I'm just scrolling through. You have to check the code in the tabular list. Was it K551, y'all? If you see K551 and you see that stop sign, what does that mean, y'all? That right, you need an additional code. It means you need an additional code. So when you code from the front, what's the front? Right. Absolutely, Sean. The front is the index. When you find your disease in the index, you have to go to the tabular list and check it. Okay? So in my book, okay, it's a little different from yours, but I just went from the index to the tabular list. I found the code in there. If you see a stop sign, then you need to be more explicit with the disease. All right? So in this step-by-step book, let's head for the step-by-step book. I'm in the step-by-step book now. You remember what I gave y'all? This is where you're supposed to be at right here. Using the tabular list, answer the following questions. Now, here in your step-by-step book, they want you to go straight to the tabular list to get those codes. So in there, if you see right here, it says E23.2. Go find E23.2 in your tabular list. I'm going to move back. I'm moving back over to my ICD-10. So, you ain't get it? Okay, there's, see, write it down, E23.2. Now, I don't never remember, but y'all remember for me. E23.2. They want you to go straight to your tabular list and look for that. All right? So, here's Miss Lambert going to the tabular list, right? I'm going to click it because I'm already in here, right? That's your tabular list of diseases, right? And if you look in here, you see it tells you what letters are in there. So chapter 7, certain infectious and parasitic diseases, A00 to B99. Chapter 12 is disease of the nervous system, G00 to G99, right? So which one we looking for? We looking for E, because we said it said E, right? I'm going to flip back real quick. E23.2 23.2. So you're going to go straight to your tabular list in the back of your book, right? And you're going to E. E is what, Shanae? Yep, chapter 10, endocrine. Okay, so Shanae, all y'all go to I don't see any, well, I see a couple of white to you people. Okay, go to the code E23. So it's going to be endocrine, nutrition, and metabolic diseases. Okay, E23.2. I'm just putting it back to make sure y'all got it. Okay. So right here tells you the E codes. Don't forget, these are your diagnosis codes, okay? Miss Lambert, do we need to read the guidelines again? Yes, you need to read the guidelines again. Why, Miss Lambert? Because that's how you retain. That's how you retain information. Chapter 4, Endocrine, Nutritional, and Metabolic Diseases, E00 to E89. A, diabetes mellitus. Y'all know this is the section for the diabetes mellitus. And you may know somebody. What if you just master diabetes mellitus and then you go work for, endocrine provider? That's all you're going to do. That's all you're going to do. So, reading this as many times as you want to will get it right here and stick. Okay, right here where it says for diabetes mellitus in pregnancy and gestational diabetes, C-section. And remember what y'all told y'all, you got to get to know your ICD-10 book, because on your CPC, this is how they gonna want you to find stuff. She's gonna put C-section 1, remember, period, C, period, 15, period. Diabetes mellitus in pregnancy. They want you to go to the guidelines because they want you to read about it. Okay, y'all want me to go there? Okay, let me show y'all how to go there. I'm looking for my pen. Wait a minute, ICD-10, I gotta open it up again. Go to your guidelines. Okay, because if I go there, then I gotta move from here. I gotta open up another book. Section 1. Y'all remember we was in section 1. Decimal, period, whatever it is, go to C. You remember we was in C. C has the chapters in there, remember? Now go to 15. Diabetes mellitus in pregnancy. That's how you get used to your book. That's how you start retaining the information that is given to you. That's how you start remembering when you get ready to take your CPC exam. Okay? And again, these are baby steps. These are baby steps. These are baby steps, okay? Some of y'all already know this, but these are baby steps right here. Okay? So, it's already 12:19. I know y'all want to go to break. Okay, so we can break for 15 minutes. We're going to break 15 minutes. Break for 15 minutes, okay, y'all? They called me right after you left. Now, I have a case against them. And they still ain't get back to him. Let me tell you something. Why wouldn't they get back to him? Because they ain't answering. HRA, this? Oh, I guess because I was up so long. We're back. Okay, so we're talking about. I don't know why that's like that. A couple lines up there. So we're talking about our ICD-10 right now, okay? And we're talking about the guidelines in chapter 4. I know, y'all know I don't chew gum when I'm in class, so hold on. We don't do gum while we're in class. Okay. So, it looks like I'm not in the middle of something going on. That's just to show you how important your guidelines are and what you need to do with the guidelines, okay? When you are coding, you need to look at your guidelines, okay? That's the only way you are going to be accurate, all right? I don't know why I'm all the way in a corner like that, I don't know. So, let's just go ahead and go over this right here. And we stopped at 4, diabetes mellitus, pregnancy, and gestational diabetes. Complication due to insulin pump. Underdose of insulin due to insulin pump failure. You see all these things that it's telling you. These are certain types of diabetes that you might be coding with those type of issues. Secondary diabetes mellitus codes under category E08. Okay, and what I would do, let's put this up. What I would do is I would look up those codes. I would look up the codes that are in the guidelines because it's still giving you practice. It's giving you practice. Okay? That's why I would still look up all of these codes that we're looking at right here. Okay? So don't sleep on that. Okay, so I'm going back to the step-by-step book, and we were going over that because that's some of what's inside your exercises, right? And there's more exercises. They want to know certain terms, terms in parentheses, or following main terms. They may or may not be essential. You know this because we read this in the guidelines. Now, if you having trouble figuring this out or finding the answers, because it's open book. I mean, you guys are at home. It's open book. You can find the answers. Just read the guidelines again. I would generally just kind of test myself to see if I could do it without the book. See if you can do it without the book. I don't know what's going over here, yo. See if you could do it without the book. If you can't, then of course open your book. But you're not gonna have your step-by-step when you take your CPC. So just try to get yourself used to studying with what you have. Studying with what you have. Okay. So that's the gist of that. Using the alphabetic index to answer the following question. And again, this is getting you used to your ICD-10. Hold on. That's why you have to have this book open. You have to have this book open. Okay, ICD-10 and step by step. Because you're going to be reverting back and forth. Okay? So don't forget, we're really at the bottom. There's nothing left. Chapter review. Make sure you do the chapter reviews in chapter 2. So we want to make sure that you are clear on chapter 2. Okay, so you should be coding. Okay, you should be coding now. Diagnosis, not CPT. We're nowhere near CPT, but that's your next class. And well, I won't say we're nowhere near. We are almost near it because when we do, let me see, because this is what's next. ICD-10 outpatient. This is what's next. Okay, and using the ICD-10-CM. The chapter specific guidelines we've already done, but we still gonna go back through them. You see how many times you have to go through the guidelines? let me put this is for our this oh you got it. Okay, so this is for our next class. This is what we will be doing. But what I'm saying is right here we're gonna do that one. That's chapter that's 3. 1, 2, 3, that's 3. This is 4. Actually practicing your ICD-10. Um organizational guidelines, accurate coding, alphabetic index, level of specificity. It's just pretty much going over everything, but acute and chronic, we definitely going over that. But again, we won't be up to this till a couple of weeks because we still have to do the ICD-10 flow right there. Okay, we're going to be on this next. But before we even get there, make sure that you do this section. Okay, make sure you do this section. Well, geez, today is Friday. Your next class will be that 3. What's that? Your next class will be the 3, but you still have to make sure you got this down. Okay, make sure you got this down, especially in the coding. So if we go to, let me see if I'm up. If we go to the ICD-10 book, right, and you're looking for a term, go to the chapter. Okay, you can see in the chapter, let me see if I can get there. You can see in the chapter no, that's not what I want. In the alphabetic index, they're going to show you how many chapters. They're going to show you how many sections is in there, just like how we got to 4. Okay, for endocrine, just like how we got to endocrine. It is the same type of process. I know I always land on the first one, chapter 1, but it's just that's the first one that popped up. Okay, that's the first one that popped up. But I'm gonna scroll on this just so you can see real quick. See all those guidelines? Yeah, you still have to go over them, even though you've already read them. It's always helpful to still go over them again. Whatever code that you guys are looking for, and you have to go to that specific chapter, I still want you to go over. Look, chapter 2, neoplasms, guidelines. Still, look, you see right here where it says COO to D49? This is how you know you're in the right place. Okay? This is how you're going to know you're in the right place. Chapter 9, diseases of the blood. See? D50 to D89, right? 10, endocrine. EOO, E89. I'm sorry, it didn't pop up yet. There it is. See? Guidelines. You guys should have all the same pictures, that I have in here. Pictures as in, what are pictures, y'all? Illustrations. Chapter 5, mental, behavioral, and neurodevelopmental disorders. F. Watch those F codes, okay? Watch those F codes. I don't know what that is. I don't know. Something's all over my pants. Okay. Same thing. Guidelines, okay? And they just say excludes and includes, okay? We're just kind of going through the tabular, that's all. We're going through the tabular. I'm back in the index. Now, for the index to diseases, you're looking for the disease. You're looking for the disease, right? YTU, what are we looking for? The disease, exactly. We're looking for the disease. Now, this is you, again, getting used to your book. There are so many questions. Even if you don't have your step-by-step workbook, the step-by-step book itself has tons of work in there for you guys. You don't even need the workbook right away. The gist of this is to make sure that you can decipher how to do the diagnosis codes. So here, that is your index to diseases. You look for your injury, you look for your disease, okay? After you find your disease, and then you get your code, go to the tabular list and check your code. You see how these are words? You see how those are medical terms, medical language here? Once you find it, let's say aberrant adrenal gland Q891. You look for aberrant, and then you got more explicit as to what's up with the patient. So if you say aberrant, right, adrenal gland Q891, right, or artery, or I'm saying or because you see how it's in the same line right here. See how it's in the same line? It could be either that or that with this, with basal Q281. So when it, you remember we were talking about the more it indents, the more it specifies. And you see the NEC right here, not elsewhere classifiable. Not elsewhere. We already did that. Not elsewhere classifiable. So this can be either basilar, cerebral, coronary, digestive system. It can be any one of these. Whichever one you use as far as the code with the aberrant, right? It's going to include aberrant, right? Adrenal and or artery. Okay? But you're going to use these codes right here. The coronary, cerebral, or the basal, or the eye. Okay? Whichever one you choose, you have to go here. I forgot what the code was. What was it? Where we at? All right. So whatever code you choose, we still have to go here, right? I saw one of them that was Q. So let's say one was a Q code. Okay, one of your diagnosis started with a Q. This is now the tabular list. In your tabular list book, it's going to look like this. It may be different. I have the Bucks one for the teaching purposes, but you guys know I like the AAPC. I like the AMA. It might be set up a little different, like the one that I had yesterday. My physical book that we had yesterday. But this is the tabular list. The tabular list has everything in here. We were looking for pretty much a Q code. So chapter 23 is congenital malformation, deformations, and chromosomal abnormalities. Now listen, if your book is like this, it is the same thing, but most of the books are the same across the board. I'm just showing you to show you that these are the Q codes, okay? And that is where you're going to check your code. I don't care which book you have for the purposes of the training. Now, I'm not saying when you take your CPC, you're going to try to hit the back as much as possible, because you still want to make sure your codes are right. And your short answers, when you do your short answers when you're taking your test, I want you to be able to fling through your short answers so you can have more time for the cases. Because what if you do have to look in the back? You're supposed to. You do have people who don't. But I want you to see if you can make enough time to check and make sure that's the right code that you have. You should be able to find the majority of codes in the back that you find in your index of diseases. Remember the guidelines. If you cannot, yes, use the code that is in the guidelines. If that's one of your choices, use the code that's in the guidelines. The diagnosis is going to be much easier to decipher than your CPT codes. Okay? So just make sure that you do that, because if you do not get used to finding your codes and finding where your diseases are, the test is going to be, you're going to be spending too much time with, let me find this, and let me go to the back, and let me find this, let me go to, get used to doing it from day one, and you will bump that test quickly. Okay, so what time is it? Okay. Now I'm trying to stretch it to 1, I know, because I was a little late earlier. So again, I just want to kind of specify right here. Let's specify this as far as how you find your codes, okay, in the tabular list. The tabular list is where you're going to find the numeric code that you have already found in the index. In your step-by-step book, you have exercise, in overview ICD-10, you have exercises in your step-by-step book that you will be practicing. Okay, you should have all of this on the index card already. Okay, you should know what WHO is. You should know what NCHS is. Remember, we went over that. The National Center for Health Statistics. I mean, you guys see that on CNN enough. Y'all know what it is. Okay, CMS. You guys see that enough. AHA. You guys see that enough. Make sure you still can decipher this from your index cards. That's why I like the index cards, so you can practice on it. Practice on them. Like, no, I'm not eating them, but just, yeah. Okay, so I'm just going through this to show you your exercises that you're going to do in the step-by-step book. Okay, and this is just a step-by-step book. This is not the workbook. Okay, this is not even the workbook. And you guys can see how much stuff is in there. It's not even a workbook. Let me pull up the workbook. I'm going to pull up the workbook just so I can show y'all. Some of you should, all of you, anybody who looks at these chats, you guys should have all your books by now that pertain to where we at. No, I'm not expecting you to have the CPT yet. We're not in anywhere near up to the CPT yet. But I said about it, maybe another 2 weeks we should. I just want to. I want to open the workbook. I'm opening the workbook so we can see what's in there. Okay. Because even the reading book has so much. It has plenty of exercises in there. But again, you still want to be savvy with what you're doing. Okay, you still want to be savvy with what you're doing. So I'm just going to put this up, just kind of give you a heads up of what's exactly in the workbook. This is the workbook. Okay, and the workbook is amazing. If you have both, please do both. Do your workbook step by step and do your reading. So you have your ICD-10, your workbook, you have your reading book. You can see the type of stuff that's going to be in your workbook. Yes, if you have it, yes, please do so. Do those exercises in there. There are, this is for chapter 2, guys. Not 1. Do not do chapter 1, okay? This is for chapter 2. It is open and closed questions. You have true and false questions in there. Okay, I want you guys to do them. Do those true and false questions, okay? You have practical questions in there. What does the excludes 1 note under category code C50 mean? I'm going to pull it up just to show you where I'm at. And so if you do have your book, yeah, I want you to still do this. Look. This is the practical when you have to write something, and that's the practical. And that's talking about your excludes 1. Okay, what does the includes note state under category code 172 I72? Okay, using ICD-10 tabular list, locate the first pages of chapter 9 and answer the following questions. This is good too. And if you guys can see, the step-by-step book is merely getting you to navigate the book. Navigate the book. We did this. We did the guidelines already. This is about the guidelines and navigating the book. Okay? This is about navigating. This is a workbook that we're talking about. So just make sure, I'm going to put it up again. Just make sure you have your book. Okay? Because again, this is more. Underline, I'm right here, an overview of ICD-10. I'm right here. Underline the main terms to be located in the alphabetic index in the following diagnosis statement. So if you look for, these are diagnoses that you should be looking for. Okay? Chronic pancreatitis. Look for pancreatitis. What kind of pancreatitis? Chronic. Abscess. Look for abscess first. Remember I said we're going to code in reverse. This is how you code. So you telling the doctor saying the patient has an abscess. Where? Good. Cholecystitis. The patient has cholecystitis. All right. What type of cholecystitis? Acute. So when you go look for that first. Cold, right? Itis as in inflammation. Good. Pain. Pain is a big section. When you go look for pain, what kind of pain? Where's the pain at? Where are we looking for this, Miss Lambert? You're looking for this in your ICD-10. Let me find it. You're looking for this in your ICD-10, but you are going to your index Index to diseases. That's where you're looking for this at. See, remember, because the words are first. Okay, the words are first. The words. We're gonna say terminology is first. So, you guys can see how important your step-by-step book is. I mean, there are exercises in the reading material, but the exercises tell a story. Your step-by-step book is your go-to. We want it down in class. We want it down in class. Your step-by-step is your go-to. Um, just make sure that you are able to get the books. Okay. Right now, we are in ICD-10. We're in ICD-10. Look at some of the chats and you can see what we're getting ready to go over. Some of you already have my syllabus. You know what we're going over. YT, I don't know if I posted a syllabus for you or not. Well, I did post. You guys have the reading. You have the reading syllabus. Go look at the StreamYard chats and you guys can see those. I'm going into the classroom about 1 o'clock. And again, I'm going to be headed my way back. Back to the south. So I'm gonna try and do the class for Saturday. I'm gonna try and do it early. But if not, you guys are gonna get it done on your regular time. Okay. The chats I want to be at least 2 hours now instead of one because we're going into coding. And certain times are fluctuating. I think the best time for you guys look like it's 9 o'clock in the morning. But right now, half of us is on furlough, so I don't even know. You know, it's not funny because I'm just sick of the whole thing. I'm telling you right now. But you know, what you gonna do? You know, none of my girlfriends. She was telling me that they on furlough. So that's right. I'm on my own furlough. I just made it. I'm on my own furlough. So you know. And I tell people, you know, they say you're a furlough. Why y'all so sad? They're gonna pay you anyway. What's the difference? But anyway, I want y'all to steadfast on the coding. This class has the billing and coding Q&A book, free. It's in the link over there. Okay. I might have gave y'all that anyway. It might be in there because I always give white to you stuff, but y'all know how late I was today. If you know anybody who wants to get in on the class, make sure they subscribe to the channel, so you guys can get bells when I'm actually coming on. I think we got a lot of progress, and I think that you guys should be able to do ICD-10 coding right now, even though we haven't even started into the coding yet. Right now, what you guys are seeing in exercises in the 2 and step by step, it's the guideline stuff. It's really guideline stuff. They want you to get used to the guidelines. We haven't gotten to the gusto part of the coding ICD-10 yet, which that will be 3. With the outpatient, you'll get more. And this is to get you familiar with looking at some of the diseases. If you do have your books, just have your time where you just look through your book. I'm going to try and do this class for Saturday. I'm going to try to do it early. I might try tomorrow at, it might be 8. It might be early. I might do it at 8:30 because I got to hit the road tomorrow. So, but I'm definitely going to try to get this class in. It'll be between 8 and 9 o'clock. Look out for that thumbnail that I'm going to put out there. So today, I think we got a lot done today. So just know your differences between the index and the tabular list. When you find your medical term in the index, make sure that you check it in the tabular list. You remember your terminology word that you're looking for, stomach, abdominal, you're looking in the index. When you see that code that's in the index, and that's the one that you want, stomach, pain, right? Because you might look for pain where? The stomach. So go in the tabular list and check that code. So in the tabular list, you're going to look at the chapters, right? You're going to look at the chapters. All right, where are you? So this is the index that we're in. I know we got 5 minutes. Index. So you're going to look for your terms in the index, right? If you are looking for stomach, you're looking for stomach. What's wrong with the stomach? The stomach is in pain. So you remember, we code in reverse. Where's those things we had? So we're going to code in reverse. This is the book I want right here. So can you guys see that? I still have it up. So when you guys are looking for these codes, this is in your step-by-step exercise book. You see where it says abscess, anus, I'm going to use that one. You see where it says pain, abdominal? So we code in reverse. This is what you call code in reverse. Go look for pain. Where, Miss Lambert? Go look for pain here. Go look for pain here. Okay? And then when you find pain, then you look for, where's the pain, Miss Lambert? Abdominal. When you find pain, abdominal, that's your code. When you find your code, you're going to go here. You go to the tabular list. And the tabular list is where you're going to check it at. Okay? That's where you're going to check it. Whatever code, I'm going to step by step. Whatever code you came up with, okay, you're going to find it here. So if you came up with HOO or H, whatever the code is, okay, that's chapter 13. You already know you're looking for an H code in the tabular list. You already know. So if I click this, and then you're in the tabular list, now you're looking for your code. So you guys remember what I said. I got 3 minutes. You remember what I said. There are guidelines at the beginning of each code. Okay? Each coding chapter. So this is an example. So this is chapter 7, right? And this is the gist of the CPC, to get you to flip through your code books like this. Boom, 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 boom. That's why there's so many exercises in this step-by-step book to get you used to this. So chapter 7, disease of the eye and the adnexina. Adnexina means connecting. It's connecting. Whatever is connecting around in the eye is adnexina. So it's connecting to the eyes is eye and adnexina. Adnexina as in what else is in there? Your eye socket. You know what I'm saying? So we'll get more into the illustrations then. I got like 3 minutes. Y'all are paranoid every time we go. So there's going to be diseases, index to diseases. This is what you're going to read. Your guidelines are in here, but you remember, you're still looking for that code in here. But you see excludes 2 and different things in here that you can kind of go over to get yourself still abreast. They're in every single chapter. You're going to see guidelines, but here is where you're going to find your code. Remember, this just as an example. We ain't get the code yet. Okay, so again, this is just an example. That's where you're going to check your code at. Okay, so if y'all have any questions, y'all can DM me any kind of way. We call it DB for discussion board. So discussion board to us is discussion board is message, discussion board is FaceTime, discussion board is, y'all ain't FaceTime, you forget about it. Discussion board is my email, physicians, or how you want to do it. Okay, do you see? I want y'all to do this too. Okay, these are little tiny little cases. Okay, I'm gonna copy one and put it up there. How many of y'all want me to copy and put it out? I can't be copying and put it out. The only reason they let me do this is because I partner with the Elsevier and because I have the rights to these books. Okay, now I'm not Elsevier partner. Wait, let me fix that. Because all teachers, all schools, we use the same doggone books. Okay, we use the same book. Let me take some of this down. I got too much up there. Okay, when you got too much up there, it won't let you put it in. But the reason why I'm putting this up here is so that you guys, some of this, I'm going to take this down, and you guys might miss this. So that's why I'm putting, you see this code on the side I just put there? So it's going to be 2 parts, right? Let's take this down. It's going to be 2 parts, because you'll see where I took it from right there, okay? And this is educational purposes, so they can't say we stole nothing. It's educational purposes, okay? Patient seen for cellulitis. What's cellulitis? If you don't know what cellulitis is, stop. Why, Ms. Lambert? Because now I want you to search engine what that is. You remember what I said? Sometimes you got to act like a surgeon. The surgeon knows what that is. We are, as in decoders, you're new to coding and your medical terminology sucks right now. In about 3 months, you're going to be savvy with it. Cellulitis. Figure out what cellulitis is. How, Miss Lambert? Go search engine it. Okay? Patient seen for cellulitis of left lower leg. You already can imagine what that is. It says left lower leg. Left lower as in by your calf. I ain't finished reading it, but I'm giving you an idea of when you're coding, put your mind in that code. See what they are seeing. Because a lot of these cases that are in these books and these tests, they real cases. The surgeons and the providers and the doctors, they donate these cases. They're not cases that people just made up or AAPC just made up. When you look in the front of the AAPC book, when I used to be teaching, I was teaching the coding North Carolina. They called most teachers who had most of the experience in coding, certificates certified, and we all give input on how to do this, how to do that. And they took thousands and thousands of teachers, thousands of coders, thousands of administrators, their insight, and that's how they make these books. I'm telling you, look at the front of these books and you can see. So, okay, patient seen for cellulitis of lower leg. He is a type 2 diabetic controlled with oral medication. You don't know what type 2 diabetic is? Look it up. Look up what type 2 diabetic is, and it says he's on oral medication, right? It doesn't say that he's taking injections, so pay attention. And just make believe this is a real case that's on CPC. Okay? Patient seen for cellulitis of left lower leg. He is a type 2 diabetic control with oral medications. The cellulitis has elevated his blood glucose. What is a blood glucose, y'all? What is glucose? Don't know? All right, go to search engine and find out what glucose is. You already know the blood glucose, okay? And the physician, I forgot, I don't know what that is, what I have to eat, with sliding scale insulin regimen. Hold on, let me see what I forgot right there, because it says the cellulitis, elevated blood pressure, and the physician, and I got an E right there. Hold on. A physician elects. Okay, so let me fix that. I don't know if it's going to let me fix it, but you guys know what I just told y'all what it was. And the physician elects with sliding scale insulin regimen, ICD-10-CM codes. Now they want you to put the codes in there. So, and this is in your book. This is in your book. I just snatched it out of there. Okay, let me put it back. So, it's right here. It's right here. So, again, we are now testing the water. We are testing the coding abilities. We have went over how to identify diseases. So that's why it's now time for you to start showing that you can do these. I mean, we haven't even gotten into the gusto, but we have, I don't know what that is, y'all. We have done enough where y'all can show me that y'all can code. Y'all starting to code the diseases. Okay, I'm just dropping that up to make sure you're in the right place. Now, if you don't have your step-by-step book workbook or your step-by-step book reading book, try the Amazon. I put the links down. The link should be down below. The Amazon Kindle. Remember, they have that free thing where you can get half the book is free. But in the ICD-10, it only goes up to musculoskeletal system. You also can get this one from thrift.com. Thrift.com might have an older one for like $5 or $6. But this is the gusto of this diagnosis code. You guys know this is a beginning class. Ms. Lambert teaches from the pinpoint, then we start getting advanced. So I want you guys to see if you can catch these codes. Okay? The answers are in the book for, I think it's going to be odd or even. I have the teacher's version, so I have all the answers. If you get stuck and you don't know what it is and you can't find the answer in the back of the book and it's an even number that you want to do, let me know. I'll give you the answer. So, YTU, make sure you do this because there's no reason for a $27,000 student loan. I'm teaching you the same exact thing. Okay, if you guys don't know me, read my bio. You know that my education precedes itself for me to teach you this. And y'all know how I am I ain't gonna say I'm anti-student loan because I have student loans. I just don't want you guys to go get a student loan to teach you how to do billing and coding. And I don't want you to pay a whole lot of money for a class to teach you billing and coding. All of the books that I have given you, that I have shown you, are what we use in the initial school. That's what I use for my school and for my class. I not only was a teacher, I was a director of the school. And I revamped the medical assistant program. I revamped the coding program, the billing program, to include the coding and for the school to pay for the books. This is a little bit different. You guys have to get your own books. I'm going to give you what I got. Okay? What I want from YTU, Miss Lambert, guess what? I passed the test. If it's something in here that I don't give you or I've not given you, send me a DM or DB and I will give it to you. We have to find it. We have to find it. Okay? So, don't sleep on YTU. YTU is YouTube University. You guys hear me say that. It's so much stuff on YouTube is ridiculous. I've learned so much stuff on YouTube. You see this new streamer that I'm using? I have the guy Laz. I mean, he's walked me through this thing step by step. Free. And my sister, I'm going to bang her in the head. My sister, she makes over 6 figures. Yeah, she wants to pay somebody to teach her. No, she don't teach her because she ain't touching it. She's not doing nothing. They're going to do it for her. Y'all know Ms. Lambert don't pay that. Okay, show me how to do it. I can do it myself. I'm not paying for nothing. Okay, but I want y'all to steadfast. Okay, y'all know how I get thrown off. I'm over. This was a 2-hour class, and I think we did pretty good. And I think that you guys have enough of information to do some of the disease coding, diseases as in diagnosis coding. So you guys know when we come back, which like I said, your class is going to probably be in the morning because I have to go on the road tomorrow. If anything changes where I don't get on the road tomorrow, I will do this class between 8:30 and 9 o'clock. I'm going to drop the thumbnail in just a few minutes as soon as we come from here. I do have to pop into Sapphire Academy. Okay, so those of you who are in Sapphire Academy, I know y'all are DBing me. I'm going to hit y'all up in a few minutes. But as far as the YTU on this class, I want you guys to make sure that you finish I'm gonna put this up because I don't think it's up. Make sure you finish your overview because we've done enough of the guidelines, the descriptions, the chapters, and the sections. But remember, today we went over section 1, period C, period 15. This section, as in the section with the chapters. The chapters are how many, y'all? How many chapters are in there? 22. Good. We have 22 chapters. And remember I told y'all, the book with the 22 chapters also is complicit with what? The Language of Medicine book. Remember, the Language of Medicine book had 22 chapters, right? The chapters in the Language of Medicine book are complicit with the coding books. All of the coding books, your ICD-10, your CPT, are all complicit because they all have 22 chapters and it has the same diagnosis, same procedures, same description in there. So that's why, I want you to make sure you get the Language of Medicine book. In the bookstore, I have that book. If you don't want to join the Sapphire Academy, that's not a problem. You can go to my bookstore. Those books are also in there. And I think that Language of Medicine book is $25. If you join the Sapphire Academy, the book is free. YTU, you have a $59 promo that I left in there because we had grants when I started this class. So the grants was for $1,100 and something. So I still left that grant to YTU. Now the program, I put it back to $400. And because it's school time, we did get more grants, but I didn't get enough in order to bring it back to $59. I got enough to bring it down to $400. But for YTU, go find some of those chats where I put that $59 in there, and you guys can get into the Sapphire Academy, and I'll give you an email. Okay, so you can get in there. In the Sapphire Academy, there's tests and comps and a whole host of other resources, and you have live one-on-one with me. Okay, but I think that we have had enough of the diagnosis training for you guys to at least try to do it. Any of you that feel like you're stuck, let me know, and I can do a walkthrough with you if you don't feel comfortable enough. Valerie, when you get ready to archive this and if you do get stuck, let me know. But I do want you to dabble into the coding. Dabble into diagnostic coding because the step-by-step book gives you plenty to practice on. Now, our class that we're going to have in the morning, this is the workbook that I'm in. I'm going to put this up. This is the workbook now. Okay, I just popped out of the reading. This is the workbook. So we're going to go into 3. This is what we're going into. Okay, and this is your workbook. This is just showing you what's in here. ICD-10-CM outpatient coding and reporting. Okay, so this is next. That's the workbook, right? And this is the reading book. Wait a minute, let me see. Book step by step. This is the reading book. Okay, so this is where we're going to be tomorrow here. So if you find your book in you can go elsevere.com, you can go to thrift.com, you get a used one. Sometimes they have used on Amazon. You can go to my bookstore, www.sapphirecoding.com. I have everything in the bookstore now, y'all. I have the index cards, I have the notebooks, I have the pens, I have my go-to pens. Go to my bookstore and check it out. I have everything in there. And the reason why I did that is so it can be a one-stop shop. And you guys are not looking all over the place for books and etc. and this and that. So that's why I made it a one-stop shop. Okay, so again, tomorrow we're going to be on outpatient coding and reporting guidelines. Okay, so the outpatient, the diagnosis is a little bit different because the patient is more likely ambulatory, or the patient is E&M, or the patient is in a medicine. E&M as in coming in for evaluation and management visit, or the patient is coming in for medicine visit. Something that might be wrong with the patient, or the patient is coming for a primary care visit. The patient is established or new patient. See, I'm telling you, we get ready to go in there. And trust me, listen, I don't play when it comes to teaching. When y'all hear me say stuff, I'm spitting it out. I'm not reading from nothing. Trust me. And I want y'all gonna be the same way. When y'all start mastering this, I can see it. I can see when the students are mastering and just getting it. Erica, I want to see you doing that too. Okay. All right. Everybody should be on the same page. But when you start coding, it's going to become second nature to you, especially those of you who have been furloughed. Some of you who have gotten discharged. Some of you, I don't know, was it 350,000 people laid off? Start something new. Start a code and start a bill and start your business. Some of the clinics or XYZ or the hospitals, they may close, but medical is not going anywhere. They're always going to need medical billers. They're always going to need coders. Okay, so don't sleep on that. And you can build your own. You can build your own if you want to code for this doctor, if you want to code for that doctor, if you want to code for that doctor. In the Sapphire Academy, I show you how to present your business to the bank. I give you tons of information on how to build your business, how you want to recruit, if and or you want to recruit online, or how when you master the coding, how you are going to recruit a hospital or something like that. Because you have doctors' offices that once that Medicaid starts going down, if you have 1 million people on Medicaid and you have 100,000 on commercial insurance, who are you going to make the most money from? All right. So if they mess with the Medicaid and that Medicaid start going down, he gonna have to start laying people off. He don't have a choice. He's gonna have to. He's gonna need one go-to person, and she needs to know billing, and she needs to know coding, because he gotta let 5 of them go. He needs to keep her because she now knows everything. So, how you know, Ms. Lambert? Because I've done that. As in leadership, we do things in leadership to survive the company. And y'all look at some of my videos. I talk about leadership, and I tell some of the secrets. I tell some of the scammy things that we have to do. And it's not. When you see hospitals and your rental cycle director, it's not. We're not doing things to hurt you. We do things for the sake of the company. If we don't survive the company, we can't even rehire you if we wanted to. You see what I'm saying? So if I have Tanisha and Tanya and McKay and all of them working for me, and I've got to get rid of half of them, and I've got to teach these two everything that they know, That's when them team leaders come in. That's why we use team leaders. Yeah, no, I hate team. I don't hate team leaders, but we use team leaders so we don't have to pay her a real salary. If we hire her as your supervisor, we got to pay her real salary. It's market rate, just like an apartment. We have to pay we can't pay somebody under what they're supposed to get. You understand what I'm saying? That's a law. But if I get rid of 5 of them and I keep her, and she already mastered what I need her to know, I'm gonna call her team leader and I'm gonna pay her $1 more. That's I have to do that. And I don't. Listen. If the company says that's what we do. Do I like to do that? No, I don't even hire team leaders. If I hire a team leader, she's not gonna be a team leader. She's gonna be a supervisor. And I'll tell my boss right off the bat, I don't believe in the team leader thing, because a team leader is shortening the person who has the position. What's it? Huh? And if you guys look back years ago, there was no team leaders. You know when team leaders came about? It couldn't have been too long after 911 they started with this team leader thing. It's just a way, because even if you hire a new supervisor, I got to train it anyway. Or one of my managers, they still have to train them. All right, I'm not going to tell you all the secrets of leadership, but be your own boss. Be your own boss. You don't have to worry about nobody terminating you. You don't have to worry about nobody firing you. You're gonna get out there and do what you need to do. Now, I'm okay. Y'all know I have duo, so I always keep my daytime. Okay, so don't do like me, because I teach. I do the teaching. I don't go out and well, I do. Some of my old providers, when I have to go in, or they might need me to help or something like that. When you're recruiting, set your own schedule. Set what you need to do. Grind the way you want to grind. Y'all know I always talk about my girl on Instagram. I swear she goes to every single clinic that she come across. And she comes out of there with contracts. You tell them, you tell them how you want to do your billing. You tell them how you want to do your coding. You can do the billing on a penny on a dollar, or you can do the billing on a 70/30. However you want to do, or you can do the billing based on they want to pay you an hour. You see what I'm saying? I would rather do it $1 on a penny, because the more money you get, the more money you get in. So if you do it on I'm saying $1, you might do 11 cent or 11% or something like that. 11% on 100%. Everything you get in on 100%, you get 11% of. So if they got a bunch of outstanding claims out there, and you at home and you working on this money, you about to get this money. You're going to be connected to the Epic, Athena, IDX, Mises, Tiger, eClinical Works, or whatever they use. You're going to grind and get that money, because how you're going to get paid is by that percentage. You see, you don't want to do it like that, have them pay you by the hour. You don't want to do it like that, have them pay you up front. So, I mean, that's what I used to do when I used to go from building to building, and then I used to just do the coding, or I'm doing the training. If I'm coming in a hospital or something like that, I'm doing the training for them, that's different. They have to pay me up front. So I don't do training in hospitals and stuff like that, and then they pay me. Though they have to pay me up front once they contract me and I'm coming in a hospital. They have to pay me up front. So perpendicular to what I used to do, now I go into hospitals. Now I go into facilities. Now I go to churches. Now I go to social service, and they contract me based on my W-9, and we come up with something. But like I said, those of you who are just learning the medical billing, just learning the medical coding, don't sleep on the capabilities. Because just like you grind for that car and you're working, you put your mindset and you grind for yourself. And you grind for yourself, unless you want to do a dual. And when you do a dual, y'all know I work for the feds, and I still do the training. If you choose to do that, you have to work for a company that's flexible. The company needs to be flexible, or you need to have a certain amount of time or hours, or you work at home. That's how you finagle it. So, like I said, don't sleep on what we are doing right now, because you guys know when I train you to be a leader. I've already been a leader. I've already the director, the supervisor, the lead, the CEO. I've already done and been there and done. I've already done accreditation. That's why our school is accreditation ready. Now, I'm giving it back to you. So I want to see y'all pass this class. Okay. Well, I don't know how YTU would pass. Now, those of you who are in Sapphire Academy, I don't want to see nothing less than a 70. Okay? And some of you that's only on my YTU's YouTube University when I come on and do the classes. Sapphire gets the same classes that you're getting. I'm trying to figure out a way to do the classes more in depth here than how I do them on in the Sapphire Academy. Theirs is a little bit different. They get more, they get the Zooms, and their classes are already pasted in there, and it's mostly Zoom on their classes, or I've done their classes in Teams. But for you guys who are on YouTube University, just don't sleep on the capabilities of learning how to do the medical billing and the coding. They are not going anywhere. I used to just do the coding. I decided to go ahead and put that medical billing class. We did already. Look at the playlist. The medical billing is in the playlist. And look at the playlist for medical terminology. And this playlist is coding class. A lot of people was not or unsure of what the coding was. But when I say medical billing, oh yeah, we know what medical billing. That's the girl at the front desk. I said, I think I better put medical billing in here too. So that's the reason why we just went detail and we just did a full class on medical billing. The medical billing books are also in there. You guys know I already showed y'all what the medical billing books are, but I do have some people that are coming in the class, who might archive my class, and you guys might not know what some of the books is that we use, because I usually put the books up. But I decided to just take the whole time for the class instead of keep putting the books up and up. But I still can show you what types of books we have that you have to get for this class. So if you guys do decide to do the medical billing class, I'm sorry, I have another class that's on the side on my iPad. So that's why y'all see me going back and forth. So I'm going to show you the books that we did use. So some of you have not been into my class, and some of you are new. This is the medical insurance billing book that we use. I do use ebooks, and I use the new books. You do not have to get the brand new books. You can get books that are used, and you can get books that are a little older, because they must change in them, other than the coding books, because the codes might be up to date. That's your medical insurance billing book. Okay, so some of you all who come in and some of you do archive with us, that's the medical insurance billing book that you're going to get. Okay, and this book does also come with it also comes with the workbook as well. So again, so you guys, when I say I don't want you spending money, don't spend a $20,000 student loan. And for those people who have, nothing is wrong with it. Just make sure if you take a class like that, and that class is $20,000, whatever it is, don't stop right there, because I can't hire you because you went to school and got a degree. I can't hire you based on that. I can hire you based on either your CPB, Certified Professional Biller, or your CPC, Certified Professional Coder. You going to college, good, but I can still hire you as a biller. I can hire you as a first level biller, still training. Now, unfortunately, you might have to start with about $15, dependent, and in some places you might start with less than that. And I'm gonna say I'm giving you 90 days to get me a certification. So that's the workbook. I just threw that one up. That's the workbook. So, those are the ins and outs of. I got the workbook up. It should pop up in a minute. Of either being medical billing or being certified professional coder. And like I said, we're gonna try to give you as much as we can. But in the Sapphire coding, oh, there it is. I'm sorry. I just noticed the elects right there. in the Sapphire Coding Academy, which is now is $400 now. And that's how much my full program is now. It's actually $1,389, but because I have the grants, I can reduce it. But you guys that are on YTU, I have a grant or something in one of these chats. I don't know where it is, but if you see it, go ahead and use it. Go on my website and go ahead and use it for the $59. Wait, I think this is it. I'm gonna put this in here. Hold on, y'all. I think I'll have the grant code in there. Grant 610. Grant 610. So I think that's it. And this is for the YTU students. If you use the use that code. And that course was $59 because I remember we did that when we first got all those grants. We got like almost 15,000 in grants. And so that's how I was able to fill that whole class. And all y'all had to pay was $59. But I'm putting it up here for those of y'all who stick at the end on this chat. You can do the $59 and you still, your language of medicine book, free. You don't worry about it. Because sometimes when you see people who really want something, they're gonna go at it. They're gonna go at it. Don't, if anything you want in life, do not say you cannot do it. I'm telling you, do not say. I try not to be Christian like on, but y'all know how I am. I don't play with that, man. Y'all know how I am with that. I'm not gonna say it, but some people are, some people not. But put your mind to it, and you can do it. And trust me, you are not alone. You will be good. This is the free book that you get in the Sapphire Academy. That's the language of medicine book. Your medical terminology class, you have to use this book. Okay, this actually comes with your course. Once you join the Sapphire Academy, it comes with it. So if some of you did miss a few classes with us, you can always backtrack and get those classes. And that medical billing book is also in the Kindle. It's also in the Kindle. If you guys look below, I have all the links down there for the free books in Kindle. I have all the links down there for the free books in Kindle. The ICD-10, the CPC, the language of medicine, they're all down there. But this one will come, it's not the new one, but I think it's 11, will come with your course. So just take heed to it. What we learn in this classroom, just take it with you. Take it with you. Tell your friends. Let them know. What we have. What you want to do. What you want to put your mind to. Especially if some of you are already working in the physician field, or some of y'all are already in the doctor's office. Do not sleep on that, because you can always transfer over. Or if I went to a doctor's office the other day, and they have an outsource. They have an outsource company, which most people do. Some people do. They have an outsource company, and the outsource company, they push their billing out. They fire all the billers. Everybody got to go hold the billing. Yeah, that happened. True. In 2022, they did that to my whole department. Everybody gotta go, and then they send it overseas. That's the outsource. When they start sending it overseas, they use the outsource. Now, there's some providers that can use you as an outsource. So that's what we were talking about the other day for this provider office. Beautiful. I mean, oh my God, the provider office was so modern. There was no need for a front desk person. They had that the kiosk? They had the check-in kiosk. I said, oh, okay. I said, so y'all don't need a biller? Oh no, we do. We just don't need a front desk person. Oh, okay. No, I just, the first thing I said was, all right, so they don't need a biller. Normally the biller, in the doctor's office, she doing everything in the front, and he's like, no, we don't want to do that, but we still need the biller. We don't need the front desk. We don't need her to do check-in. See, that saves them money. Instead of they got to pay somebody $20 an hour or whatever. They don't have to do that no more. They don't have to pay no 401. They don't have to pay no nothing. And that looks like what's going on. A lot of merging, especially because of the government situation that's going on. And a lot of supervisors and everybody's worried that money is going to be delayed. Money is going to be delayed. We all know the MCD is half and half, half federal, half state. So we're just hoping that they get this thing, settled, um, and it doesn't hurt the patients too much. We were also talking about if you have to go to get care, um, providers can't say no, we can't get care. I mean, they go online, and the providers take an oath. If you see a doctor, if the doctor's walking down the street and he sees somebody on the floor, he has an oath to see what's wrong with that patient. Do you see what I'm saying? So if you have to go to the emergency room or you have to go to the urgent care, they can't say they can't. They have to see you. You can't turn away a patient that's ill. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you go to a doctor's office, they can bill you. They can bill you. It depends on who the mediation person is there. They can bill you. But who wants to get billed when you rightfully should have insurance? I'm not going to get into the political thing. It's just that it's not going to affect just the government, just affecting patients. This thing is going to affect everybody if they can't get it right, because there's going to be a multitude of layoffs, and it means layoffs of people who are not really essential. Okay, so we don't really need you. So all right. So we don't really need you. You understand what I'm saying? So you essential, non-essential means okay. So we need you. We don't need you, and that was kind of like almost the same thing during COVID when it was what did they call us? Like the essential people or whatever they call it. That had to do work. We work for the people. People who work for the people. The hospitals literally work for the people. So this is just the beginning of whatever's gonna go down. But guess who's not going anywhere? You the biller, you the coder. You're not going anywhere because you're gonna be trained on both. You're gonna be doing billing and you're gonna be doing coding. All right. So what time is it? 1:32. Okay. This class is almost 3 hours. Okay, y'all. So in the morning, I'm going to do that class. We're going to try to do it between 8:30 and 9. I mean, if y'all got a specific time that y'all want to do it, let me know. But I am expecting you guys to do your work, okay? So you guys can go ahead and archive this. Check out some of the other videos. And I'm going to see you guys next time, okay? So y'all know how I can talk. This class can go 8 hours. Or I'm trying to just do the 2 hours so I can get all your work in, okay? So look at those links on side. If you're still in this chat, use that grant code if you want to, okay? And go ahead and get in that classroom, and then you can still work on your own, because my students still look at his. All the chats are in YouTube, okay? If you have more stuff, you have essays to do, you have essay directives, you get a syllabus, you get a schedule, okay? Everything just like it's a real online school, because it is. It's called Sapphire Academy, okay? So Miss Lambert is off. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to stop this stream, and I'm going to see you guys in the morning. I'll put that thumbnail up in about 20 minutes. If I don't put it up in 20 minutes, it'll be up later on, okay? Thank you.